What's up, everybody? TJ's mad because he was asking me a question, and then I went live. Welcome back to another episode of Washed Up. Today, we think we're joined by Mr. John Linehan. TJ was asking, is it John? Is it Johnny? These are the things that we need to know. I just texted him. So
we were studying up on his clips today over in La France.
Yeah, what did you think about him?
Just a scrappy guard. Just maneuvering his way around ball screens, getting a little shot, picking people's pockets.
You ask ChatGPT about him, and it will say that he is one of the greatest college defenders of all time.
He's probably locking you up.
Honestly, I hated when I got switched off on guards. It's like it's an art. You get better at it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But like when I was maybe more inexperienced, especially in college, it's like you get switched off on a guard. It means you're getting double teamed. It means they're going to foul. And, eventually the art that I learned was like just pin them so deeply under the hoop that you can just catch and like do the Chris Burgess reverse.
Just brute force. That was the art you learned.
Yeah.
Shove him off the court.
No, just get him in a good spot.
I
said, Johnny, you still good to go? He said, I didn't say Johnny. I said, still good to go. He said, all caps, says my browser doesn't support the website.
Go to Google. It does that for Safari.
Use Google.
Yeah.
Google Chrome if he's got it.
Yeah. You got to use it.
Otherwise, just use the phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell him this. So whoever's listening now, you'll hear a repeat of this story. But I posted a picture in June with him and AJ because I was at that thing in Colorado with Team USA. And there he is.
Let's go.
What up? There he is.
Fellas, can y'all hear me?
Man, let's go.
Hey man, our audience they've been waiting for you, man. I can hear chants from Provo talking about the virus. Get the virus on the show, man.
I'm here, baby. Can you hear me? Is my mic on?
Your mic's great. The mic is hot, baby. It's time to go. Hey, I was just telling TJ, I posted this picture of you, me, and AJ at that USA thing. And I had a couple of my French teammates from when I was in Bourg-en-Bresse.
Yep.
And they responded and they were like, the virus. And I was like, and it was just like different because I had a lot of DMs about, AJ, that's so cool. You got to meet him. And he's as tall as you. Like people were tripping out over AJ, but then you had these French cats that were like, hey, Linehan is nothing to mess with right there.
No, that was a good time out there, man. That was a great experience, actually. I hadn't been out there. I tried out for the USA team back in, I'm dating myself now, but back in 2000, 2001. So that was my first time back out there, so being able to see those guys. I mean, obviously AJ, seeing what he was doing against those guys, but it was, it was a high level atmosphere, man. Yeah. High level atmosphere.
Yeah, they do everything next level for sure. What does that mean you were trying out in 2000? Is that so you would have been, is that just when you were finishing college or you were going into senior year or did they still have a university team at that point, which they still kind of do? TJ's older brother Tyler played on like a university team when he was at BYU not too long ago. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was the same type deal. Actually, they had two teams at the time. I remember Jameer Nelson was trying out for the might have been like the U19 team. And, we were the U21, like myself, Carlos Boozer, Jay Will, Frank. I remember Frank Williams from Illinois.
Yep.
It was a bunch of guys. I mean,
those are names right there.
Yeah, I showed Boozer. He came in the office to talk about our guys the other day. And I showed him the picture, and he was like, "Wow,
that's
blast
great.
from the past, right?"
Yeah.
But it was a great experience, man.
Yeah. Speaking of Boozer, just a little bit off topic. We had breakfast with this guy. He used to run part of the game day experience at BYU, and now he's like growth and marketing with the Jazz and the Mammoth, the hockey team, and we were having this conversation end of last week just about how cool it is that these guys are connected to the Jazz right now. Like Boozer being back, working with them, right? Like Avery Bradley, who doesn't even have a direct tie to Utah other than Danny now, is working with the Jazz. You got Jason Terry on staff. You have Dwayne Wade, who's hanging around the facility. You know, you're watching videos of training camp, and it's pretty cool to see. Like Darren Williams spends most of his time in Utah, right? So it's cool to see like maybe a bit of a culture shift. Like it's not so bad to live in Utah, right? Yeah. And these guys are hanging around and hopefully helping the Jazz become a young core right now, become something worth watching very, very soon, right?
Yeah, man. I love what they're doing up there. You know, like they're bringing, you know, former players back, but they've made. I mean, my hat goes off to Ryan and you know Danny for what they've done. But like, I mean, it's a great, you know, organization to be a part of right now.
Yeah,
you know, they're building it from the ground up. They got great momentum, great people involved in the organization. I'm excited about where they're going to be in the next 2-3 years from now. You know, can they get back to the glory days? You know, when they were going toe to toe with Jordan. You know, I couldn't get over the hump with Jordan, but but
he pushed off. By the way, he pushed off.
But no, I'm excited about, you know, where they're headed. You know, but I mean, Utah, to your point, I mean, it's an unbelievable place. You know, so the more people can see D Wade, you know, Booze, you know, all the other guys that are here, they're like, man, this can be a great spot. You know, so what they're doing is they're doing it the right way.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool that you see it, especially with your experience and everywhere in the world, literally, that you've been, you know, your basketball journey, which we want to talk about. Kind of on that same note, you know, BYU has had a culture shift, right? Like I think, you know, this era of NIL and rev share, and then KY coming in, you guys hitting it out of the park last year, and you know, Yegor going top 10, like there's some serious momentum. What has your experience been from day one to today? Like what's exciting, what's different from other schools you've been at, and I don't know, what is it like for Coach Linehan being at BYU?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great experience for me. You know, just being a part of a staff, I mean, led by Kevin Young, and just the way he leads, you know, obviously he has, you know, a great pedigree and of where he's been and his knowledge of the game. But unbelievable coach to learn under, to work for, and not even to mention the university and what it stands for. You know, is built on the right things. You know, and I think that's what the kids gravitate towards. You know, they see that, you know, it's about, you know, loving our guys up, you know, developing them the right way to be not just pros, but, you know, respectable human beings in life.
Yeah.
You know, respectable men who gonna, you know, be great fathers, you know, great role models in the communities. You know, so like you guys are, I mean, you guys are a living testament of what it means to be part of BYU. You know, but you know, it's just great to be a part of this staff and you know, building a program from the ground up, you know, and having, you know, inherited, you know, such great players and, you know, in the class from last year, and continue to move what they've done and move it forward and keep building upon it.
Yeah, that's, man, super, super cool. You don't have to lie. TJ's a bad guy. We can all agree there. Was there any culture shock to Utah or BYU? Like how much did you know about anything about the school, about the state, about the program before you? I mean, I know you didn't come here blindly, right? I knew that there were previous relationships, and I'm sure you did your due diligence. Was there anything good or bad? It doesn't have to be bad culture shock, but anything that caught you off guard that when you got to Utah, you were like, oh, dang.
Right. Well, I mean, I had been here before to Salt Lake because I was in camp with the Jazz when I came out of school, but that was so long ago.
Sure.
And it was, when you're in camp, you're locked in. You don't really go out much. You're,
For sure.
you go out to eat, but you right back to your room and, getting ready for the next practice. So I had never really ventured out and visited any part of the state. But when I got here, I was just blown away by the people, and just how nice the people are. It's almost surreal. It's almost like it's fake. You walking through the mall and people know your name and they just come up to you and they're just so nice, so friendly, so that was a little getting used to because I'm like, man, is this stuff really real?
Like somebody sent me up or something.
Right.
You're on a
But
TV show.
That's funny.
the more I've I was able to get out and just see the different places in Utah with the mountains and the lakes, and it's a beautiful place. It's a hidden gem that people are really starting to take notice of. You know what I mean? And when the Jazz hit it and we hit it out the park, this place is gonna be on fire.
Oh yeah,
I
I
love
love that. Well, I mean, Eric's talked about the French Cats, talking about you. We've talked. You mentioned trying out for Team USA. You mentioned being here a little bit with the Jazz for team camp. I'm curious to hear your hoops journey. Eric and I looked up a little bit today, and it sounds like you started at Chester High School.
Yeah.
Which Eric and I both played Chester High School. That's a historic
Get out of
program.
here.
We
Yeah,
did.
we
Played
did.
him in the city of Palms in what, 2013 or
Wow.
2012.
Okay.
Yeah, we know Chester a little bit. So, I mean, I'm just super curious. Like, you've played this game a lot. You've coached this game a lot. I'm curious to hear, like, your hoops journey that has brought you to BYU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was. I'm a 5'9". I say I'm 5'9", point guard out of Chester, Pennsylvania. Right. So that alone brings upon so many different challenges. You know what I mean? So trying to prove my way in the Philadelphia area, against so many great players in Philly, and trying to make my name that way, I had to be different. I had to be different. I had to do things and show my heart and my passion for the game in other ways. Guys like yourselves, y'all scored a bunch of points. Y'all can score in different ways, but for me to make my mark, it had to be on the defensive side of the floor, right? So I was able to, use my different abilities and had to prove a lot of doubters wrong, that I can actually play at the Division I level and actually ultimately play at the highest level. But it was a tough journey. It was a tough journey. I was able to get a scholarship to Providence, which was in itself something that was so far out of reach for someone like myself to be able to play in the Big East and be able to impact the Big East the way that I did. It was something that was extraordinary for someone like myself.
Totally.
But I went to Providence and was able to. I was two-time defensive player. I mean, defensive player of the year. I was national defensive player of the year. Should have been twice. They gave it to some guy from Duke that would take a lot of charges and all that kind of stuff. But
That's trash. That's politics, baby.
but I was able to kind of find a niche for myself.
Yeah.
But my ultimate dream was to make it at the highest level. Like I said, I went to camp with Utah and the Clippers. Fell a little short, you know what I mean, but continued to just stay on the path of making it a career for myself. So I was able to I played for the in the minor leagues in the CBA and the D League at the time. I was a Harlem Globetrotter,
Let's go.
for about 7 months, which
That's
was an
awesome.
unbelievable experience. Then I played 10 years in Europe, so it wasn't always, good times, but I had an unbelievable career. I had a great experience playing the game of basketball. I've met unbelievable people, brothers from different parts of the world. So I'm happy with my journey.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool. I mean, just how you started all of that. Like, you're 5'9". It's like there's so many things going against you to be successful in the game, and I think that is like such a big message for every kid out there. It's like there's always going to be bigger, faster, stronger, stuff that's just out of your control, and it's like you have to find your niche. You have to
Yeah,
find something you're good at. And the thing I love most about the defensive end is like it's all heart. It's
yeah,
all just like it's hustle. It's all the stuff that you can control.
yeah,
And that's that. Like, to me, that is such a great message for all the kids out there. It's like you can play this game at a really high level, no matter how tall you are, how short you're, whatever.
right.
You can find your niche. You can impact the game, and you can find minutes out on the floor. It's a great message.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean, I just think you're talking about that, Tej, and building off of what Coach said. It's like TJ McConnell. Like, look at the impact he just had on the Pacers. TJ and I went and watched them when they came to town, and we were just sitting there right up front, and it was like it was absurd. Like, you look at this guy, and he doesn't. You don't think he belongs, but like I saw an interview of him recently, and he's like, playing hard is a skill.
right.
And it sounds so like simple, like just of course everyone's going to say that, but then to see the effort that he put in on the defensive side, talking, like getting his team going, slowing them down when they need to slow down, speeding them up when they need to speed up, taking the charge every once in a while, hitting the big shot, knowing when not to shoot the big shot. It's just like the IQ and the hustle is real. And so we mentioned that these French teammates of mine recognize you, and they called you the virus because you were like teams couldn't shake you. Like, you were
Right.
you were pesky, you were annoying, like you're what viruses are. Like, you just want to get rid of it, right? But you can't. And so it's cool that, I mean, you've had a global impact because of your defensive abilities, which is like not what every kid grows up dreaming of doing, right? But it got you to some really cool places, which is awesome.
Yeah. Nah,
The
that's
exact opposite mentality of Eric. Eric's just, I'm the star of the show. Give me the ball.
100%. 100% offensive minded
right.
and big and tall. So we kind of are, but that's why we vibe right there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, and another thing, man, like you talked about TJ, but playing hard, it shouldn't be a skill.
Right.
It should be something that everybody does. Like, when I was growing up, everybody played hard, right? Everybody laid it out, game in, game out, practice in, every practice, guys were diving on the floor. Everybody had pride in how they looked, right? And they wanted to stop their guy. They wanted to score on their guy. They wanted to, do everything they could to be successful on the court. And now, it is a skill. So when we go out and we see a guy, play super hard, that's the first thing we say. They're great teammate. They play hard. They give themselves up. And that right there is special.
Yep. Yeah. What I love about your team, we've been to practice a couple times in the last month or so, and talked to Justin Young about this, and it's just cool, like hearing some insider stories and just insight from you guys that stuff matters to you, right? Like, you could go get more skilled guys, right? And you have very skilled players, but you could get even more, right? Like, you could have 1 through 12, potentially even more skilled, but you're getting the right guys. You're getting guys that want to win, that prioritize. We saw that last year, right? And that was, like you said, it was adopted and fortunately passed on from the year before that, like the core group of Trev and Richie and Foose, right? Like that. It's cool to be an alumni and see that, right? Like, the last thing you want is guys that are out there just for themselves, and hoopers know, like, a guy that's just trying to get his, So very, very cool. Kind of switching to that topic. What was this summer like? How is the team shaping up? I know it was a little bit different because you had guys coming in late. You had guys that had, AJ had the USA, you had injuries. You probably didn't get the reps that you wanted, but also maybe that's not a bad thing because it's a long season, right? I know you're approaching this like a pro team where you're not trying to kill your guys' legs in the middle of July when you got to go play in March, right? So what was the summer like? Were there any risers in the player development that you're excited about, that you think Cougar fans should be excited about?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the nose. I mean, KY, he's always mindful of guys' bodies, their load. We don't want to get the best out of them in July.
Right.
We want them to be coming in or becoming, during the season. We want them to be moving in the right direction and playing their basketball in the season and not in the summer. But I thought we had a really productive summer. Guys got, unfortunately we had a couple guys banged up. Guys, joined us late like Alex.
Yep.
But all in all, I was really satisfied with the guys and the work that we put in the summer. The concepts that we got put in. It was good. Just in terms of an early riser. I mean, I like all our guys. It's hard to single out, one or two guys, but I like, from a newcomer standpoint, Kennard Davis. I mean, Moo is the guy. What we talked about, guy that works extremely hard. Especially on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, he's going to be, if everything goes well, he should be a guy that we're counting on a lot. To produce on, and be able to guard the other team's best player, day in and day out.
Yeah.
I really like, where Rob and AJ is. I mean, obviously Richie is Richie. He's Superman.
Captain America, Superman,
Exactly.
whatever it is.
But another guy who's developing is Dominic Diamandi.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that's I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but I think at some point, hopefully soon, he'll be able to impact us.
Yeah.
He works extremely hard. I mean, he's working on his shooting. I mean, defensively is a guy that never stops, continues to keep going and going and going. But I'm excited, when we get everybody healthy and on the same page, man. I think we got a chance to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I mean, one more question from me. We've been talking about defense a lot. Obviously, you're a defensive-minded guy. What is the defensive identity that you want this year's team to have?
Yeah. That's a great question. It's going to be slightly different this year, because we have a lot of guys, more guys that can guard, more guys that can scramble, more guys can, that can just fly around the floor, right? So I'm expecting us to be able to get into guys more, be in passing lanes more, and just play with a bit of grittiness that we didn't have from the collective last year. Like we had Trey. I mean, Trey was awesome. We had Mag, who was awesome. And I mean, I thought we did good at times defensively, but it's just a different makeup team this year.
Sure.
It's just a more athletic, more kind of guys that's just going to grind it out. As a whole, rather than.
That's awesome.
That's exciting to hear. That's fun. That's not very fun to go against, but that's
Right.
what you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
Scrappiness, scrappy team, man.
Yeah, we like scrappy. We like scrappy. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's it from us. We want to make sure we keep good on our promise, get you out of here. We know you're busy, you're traveling a lot. I got to ask one more question. Is there a guy that you're chirping the most, making sure that they know that you would have locked him up back in your heyday?
Man, on our staff or just anybody?
I'd love to hear staff.
Well, listen, I got a story. So when we were coming out, Burge and myself went down to Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And at the time, you had a different pre-draft camps. Chicago was obviously the best, but then you had Portsmouth was more of the seniors. And there was another one, Phoenix, I believe.
Yeah.
So, we get down to Portsmouth. And Burge is Burge back in the day. Burge was him, as the kids say.
For sure.
So we meet up with Burge's team, and I tell this story all the time. He hates when I say it. But we meet up with Burgess' team in the championship. Now I mean his team is loaded, and we smacked them. We won Portsmouth, and Burgess to this day is mad at me.
That's awesome. I
It's
hope
like a
you
Disney
I
thing
hope
where
you
I can
switched
do
off
that.
on them and stripped him in the post or something.
Yeah, so he always say, man, he the only one that's trying to trap the post. Hit the post every time I dribble, I spin. I'm right there to get it.
So we know. So we know if there's anything going on, if there's barking on the bench, then we know it's just you and Chris just have a 20-year-old vendetta, bro.
Exactly, me and Burge.
That's great. That's great. Well,
That's
Coach, thank you for your time again. We know how busy you guys are. You guys are around the clock right now, and putting together some really, really cool things for Cougar Nation. So, guys like us, we're appreciative. We're super excited. We're pulling for you guys, and if there's any way that we can ever help, we're always there. So, thanks for being here, and good luck this year. We're pulling for you.
I appreciate you guys having me. Sorry it took so long.
No, you're
We had
good.
a couple other times where we missed.
No, you got to play hard to get, bro, or else we're not going to watch you, right?
But no, I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, man, you guys, epitomize what being a part of BYU means, right? Great human beings, great players, and just, the pride of BYU. So I appreciate you guys.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Good luck. 11 days, right? Game 1.
It's coming fast, man.
That's fast. That's really fast.
Coming fast.
All right, let's go. We love it. Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. See you.
What a good dude.
Yeah, great dude. I think he's still there so he can hear us. We didn't mention how the game went against Chester. We did win that game by 23 points.
Hold on, what?
I brought him back. I brought him back.
You said what?
Hey, Chester had a 61 game winning streak. We snapped it by 25.
Hey, listen, I gotta look that one up, man.
Oh, you don't believe it?
I don't believe that.
Bro, I play these games in my head. What do you think I do all day? I'll send you some footage. That's right. Rondé Hollis Jefferson was on that team. I think they won state that year, but we had a really my senior year, TJ's junior year, we had a really good team. So we took care of business. I'll send you some news articles.
Please send me that. I got to check. I'm gonna get Rondé on the horn too right now.
Do it. Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, thanks, man.
He was like, "What?"
He's like, "Get me back on there."
What a fun tournament. What a fun conversation. Like,
yeah.
Whenever people ask about like KY and what he's like, and what guys like us are excited about the program and him personally, I just say, like, to me from day one when I met him, whenever that was, it's just so obvious he's a hooper. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of this like fluff. He's not in it for the money. He's not in it for the fame. Like, he just loves basketball. And I mean, Coach Linehan, right? Like, it's just so obvious he loves basketball. His whole life has been basketball, and he wants to get back to the game. He's always done things the right way. He's had to fight for every inch of it. So man, I love that we've got dogs like that on our staff, Yeah.
Those guys are easy to like listen to, too. Like,
sure.
as a player, it's like, no, you got to guard like this. It's like, you're right.
Yeah.
I do need to guard like that,
exactly. Well, because that, whatever age he is now, 47 or something, 46, it's like he's probably like jumping in a drill here or there, and it's like stripping guys, and you're like, oh, like, he's got quick hands. Like, oh, he's actually stronger than I thought he'd be, like, and so you see that and you just respect it a lot more. So I'm gonna send him that article, bro. Lone Peak versus.
Do you remember I tweeted a picture of you back in the day? It's Rondé going up for a layup, and the way the camera was angled, you were like,
I look like the wrong.
But it looks like you like completely missed him, and he's like going up for a layup, and you're like jumping the other direction.
I do remember that.
That's good stuff.
That's messed up right there. I'm trying to figure out max preps. I'm gonna send him the max prep right now. I love that he was still on, and I could see him like reacting to it.
I know we kept that off. We're like,
I need to find an article with my name in it though. What the come on, bro?
what, you're just seeing TJ Haws?
No, I'm saying Nick Emery holding a trophy. I'm seeing Nick with a trophy and Dickie V. Yeah, what a guy. I mean, it just kind of feels like the end of all these. We're just going, man, let's freaking go. Let's roll the ball out. Are we going to be able to watch that Nebraska game? I don't think so, right?
Where is that?
Huh?
Where is that?
I think it's in Nebraska.
Oh, really?
And then we got UNC here. I'd imagine those. Nah, maybe not televised, but you're going to get highlights for sure.
That is so fun.
That is
Like,
so fun.
I think it was my sophomore year. We went and had some preseason game at New Mexico in the pit.
Yeah.
And fans came. It was a real game. But I was like, it didn't mean anything whether we won or lost, but it was like, this is awesome. Like, again, you're playing in October.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
so fun. You know, it's like
cool.
We talked about a little bit where the whole summer you're playing against these guys and it's July, you're trying not, but like you're going up against these guys day after day after day. And by this time of the year, you're like, get me playing somebody else. Like, I just want to play another team. And
by October, you were fighting, like actually assaulting people.
That's right. There were lots of fights. October probably all across college basketball, there's probably just like the most fights in October. Everyone's just so sick of each other.
It's like June, July, August, September, 4 months of like the same stuff, putting up with the same teammates, and then it just comes to a front. Yeah. That's funny.
You and I probably fought.
What a guy. Man, we got Cougar basketball in 11 days. We're stoked. What a squad, what a staff, what a fan base. What alumni, you know? Everyone's just the best. We're the best.
Tanner Spear jumped in and said there are always ways to watch.
I know.
We'll find a way.
Tanner, I need you to be boots on the ground, brother. I need you to go live stream, Facebook Live this.
Figure that out for the boys.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Next week we have, I think, Marcus Page, from North Carolina, hit the shot right before the shot against Villanova. I played with him in Serbia. He's on staff now with North Carolina, so it'll be fun to chop it up and just kind of get a look into UNC, you know, and the trip out here when, like, I don't know, a week or so after Nebraska. So thank you guys for being here. And as always, we'll catch you next week.